This is Breakfast Daily, and right now it's time for our Tech Consumers segment. And throughout the week, we've been talking about diabetes because it's Diabetes Awareness Month. But today we're talking about diabetes and tech. As in, how do you live in a digital world while suffering from diabetes? All right, so joining us in the studio today is Stephen Nasebwedi, digital marketing consultant. Hi, Steve.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm good. And you?
How's everything? I'm fine.
Not bad.
All right, so let's get straight into it.
Yes.
I was reading an article last time, and the article was actually based on talking about diabetes, because we've been talking about it throughout this month. And there's something I came across, diabetes technology. How does technology come in when it's, when it's all about diabetes?
Okay, thank you very much for
You're
this.
welcome.
I mean, for many years, there have been various gadgets that people use to monitor their sugar levels and all those things. Now, what's happening today is that apps and websites in particular are being embraced to help with the education and also managing diabetes condition. Okay, and like we do on this show at Citi, we use this platform to encourage everyone to learn more about the conditions that people have, whether you are a sufferer or you're a family member, so you can support them. So today we're talking about living with diabetes in a digital age, the kind of gadgets that are available for you. And we know that these days we don't do anything without our phones. With a smartphone, you can connect to a lot of things. So we're going to look at some apps and websites that help us to learn more about diabetes condition as sufferers, as people who have friends and family who are sufferers, so we can support them. Growing up, we used to call diabetes a citrate, sugar disease. So when you talk to a lot of people, they think it's all about sugar levels and all about sugar. But as we're going to learn today, it's more about even what you eat and even the way you feel, all those things. Plus you add to that the emotional, conditions that people, experiences that people have when they have these. So we need to learn more about these. The first app we want to learn about is called MySugar, MySugr.
Right.
And if you go to mysugar.com, they will project it for us, as you can see there. If you go to mysugar.com, it's called the app made by people with diabetes for people with diabetes. Okay, so that's the app. We're going to watch a video and it talks us through, for example, what I like about this app is it connects you to all the gadgets that you need, okay, including even your smartphone. Okay. So you can monitor everything you're doing. It tracks what you are eating, your different sugar levels, so you can even export the data from here to your, doctor or whoever. Also connect with people who are related to you. So let's watch the first video, please.
Simple. All right. Yeah, I find it interesting, but how does it, help the African? Because obviously they're taking pictures of salads, and what if I want to eat contemporary? What if I want to eat something else? Will it know that, okay, this is an African staple? Yeah,
it tracks every food that you eat. You just need to take a picture or enter the ingredients. Right. So for lunch or whatever. And most foods, the same ingredients across the world. So you log it and it will be able to track that. Plus it's a community. So other people there know these things, they can advise you. And because you're tracking it, you know what you had for breakfast, what you had for lunch. So if it's sugar, for example, it can tell you how much sugar you had in a day and how it relates to your condition, your sugar level and stuff.
Right.
And you can share it.
Okay. All right. So diabetes sufferers have been, told to, eat in portions.
Yes.
And even apart from being diabetic, like eating in portion is actually the normal way you should eat. But then, does it actually help you with portion control?
Yes. It's everything to do with what you are taking in. So it's not guesswork. You've got a tracker. You've got it there so you can tell you. So you see what they said there on the video, that as you take the pictures, it creates a log for you. So you can be able to view it this week, this month, this is what I ate,
yeah.
and also align it with the way you're feeling.
Right, because
so you can
some
tell the
foods
trigger,
can actually spike up your sugar level.
Yes. So you can tell the trigger, issues and things. So that's one good part of it. I want to talk about another app. It's called Busy T2D. Okay. And this one is more of a community. I love it. Okay. Like we often say on this show.
So welcome to Busy.
Yeah.
So T2D, obviously type 2 diabetes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Type 2 diabetes. So it's for people with type 2 diabetes. If we go to Discover, it will show you the various content that's there. So you can see on the screen various things that it talks about.
Right.
The good thing is that this is content that's created to educate you on, your condition. People don't even know what's type 2, diabetes, for example. Learn about it and also how different it is from other, diabetes conditions, all those things. And also because it's a community, people are there collaborating to support each other to manage the condition. And that's very, very key. Like we say, when you are a sufferer, you don't have to be on your own. You need support from other people. So, and these days, because of everything that we're doing, people are even discovering new symptoms that were probably previously associated with these. So you need to learn about them. And that's why I love this particular website. So if you go through it, for example, it's a Living Well, care for your body, mind, and soul, all those things. So it'll give you tips. They click on it, it's like a blog post. It'll give you tips on how to care for your body, mind, and soul, everything. Going through it. Again, it's an app and it's a website. Okay, so even if you don't download the app, you can use the website and get a lot of content from there. We also want to stress that, like we always say, we want to start localizing some of the content here. So we encourage corporate Ghana to build some of these platforms with local content for our local people, and also for our developers to do that.
Or you mean corporate Ghana to engage?
Yes, to engage developers.
Developers, because I feel like most of the time, or invest in them, because I feel like most of the time, there are a lot of people or developers out there that want to do great things. The ideas are there always, but it's just about how to fund it. It's just about how to start it. It's just about who understands the vision and how it's going to benefit the people.
I even call out some people. I've got friends who are corporate affairs managers for some of the big hospitals in this town. This is a great CSR project to undertake, to build a legacy platform for some of your patients who come to you.
You know, the problem always is about paying the developers.
It's not a lot if you think about it. It's not a lot.
It's usually not a lot, but there's a lot of work that goes into it, but they don't understand that much work that goes into it, and they don't think they deserve that amount. All right, let's move along.
So the next one is called Fooducate. As it says, Fooducate is all about food education. So it takes you through, again, the website. When you open it, you see what's there. And if you go to
it's
how
a
it
website
works,
too.
It's a website too, so it's easy. You don't need to go and download
it's even on Play Store and Apple Store.
You can have that. But if you don't want to go and get a license, you can use the website. If you go to how it works, there are a couple of steps there. So you see every food that you're taking in, it educates you on that. You were asking the question earlier about the foods. So we'll tell you all the various ingredients and which ones have food, sugar content and all those things. So you manage, your condition very well. It's very, very important that we do these. So if we scroll down, for example, it starts with stay on track, get food smart, meaning eat the right things. It's not eat the right portions and also even the right things. Okay? And sometimes when you don't have this knowledge, it becomes a struggle. You are confused, what should I eat? You only think of sugar, but sugar, a lot of food that have high sugar content are not really sugar. So you need to learn these things, and it's important. So you use these, get the details, and you personalize it. So for example, again, it personalizes your menu and all the food that you're taking in for you. So that's a great one also to use. Yeah. And then there's one called Glucose Buddy. They can open that one too. Maybe the last one.
Glucose Buddy.
Yeah, that's a popular one.
Yeah.
So glucose and diabetes, they are almost synonyms. Okay. Again.
So take control of your diabetes and live life with confidence.
Yes.
And that is one thing that we do not realize that can be possible, especially in this part of the world. We feel like, it's a death sentence.
No.
Or, it's a death sentence. It's a rich man disease. It's not for the poor person. Or it's not, but I think it's important that we have these discussions, and that we have such platforms to educate people and to help them, because I think most people have had complications just because they do not know how to manage it, or they don't have community to talk to, or they don't have the right people to talk to. They might think it's too expensive, or they don't even have the devices right on your palm, like your phone. You know,
and that's what we're helping.
Exactly. Yeah.
I mean, I'll give another example. Yesterday, I read a story on Citi newsroom where I think one of the nurses, seniors, was speaking somewhere. The number of kids who already have, diabetes. Who are diabetes sufferers today in Ghana, and part of the reason is that they are eating. I don't want to mention those cereals, but a lot of them have high sugar content. A lot of moms are at a loss. Yes, a lot of moms are at a loss, especially when they are weaning their babies from the breast milk. What to give them? Smart moms these days are blending some fruits and that. But apples, for example, some have and pineapples, for example, are very high in these. So even knowing these things and starting to feed your kids is very, very important.
Wow.
Yes.
That's sad to hear.
Yes.
That there are a lot of kids suffering that.
The story is there on Citi newsroom.
Wow.
So this is why we do this. So nurses, unfortunately, we have to admit it. Nurses through our education are not educated a lot about some of these things.
Yes.
Midwives and all these people.
Yes.
So we need to help people. And these days it's about taking control of your own health and your family health. And that's why we do this on these platforms. So there are places where guiding you, recommending to you, go there, find the resources, get knowledgeable, and help yourself.
The word is actually resources. The word is actually resources, because I believe that with platforms that have enough resources, people will actually be comfortable to talk about these things and access them.
Yes.
And accessing them is also helping them stay educated. Because sometimes the people we think know it all, they don't even know it all sometimes. It's just what they have learned, not how it's evolving or how things are changing.
Evolving is the key word.
Yes, evolving is the key word. I mean, we saw it with COVID.
Yes.
We wake up,
Different
it's
variants.
doing like this, tomorrow it's doing like, today it comes with headache, tomorrow it's killing people. It's things just keep on changing, and I think as it's evolving, it's important for us as human beings to actually, keep learning
on the go, always on.
Learning and unlearning things.
Yes.
So I think platforms like this are very important.
And just to round it up, the knowledge is out there. We just need to build those platforms and then get the experts that we know. We've got great doctors, some of them come on this platform, for example. Get them to share the knowledge, capture them, put them on some of these platforms. And that could be our gift to our communities and people out there. It's a great one.
Yes. I think so too. And to add to what you said, obviously there are doctors and people out there, and maybe someone, even if you go online, even social media like Instagram, and if you go to Facebook, there are people that have created groups,
WhatsApp groups,
and then even pages that educate people on such things. Those are enough references already, but not everybody is on that group, or not everybody has known. But I feel like if you can help, if you think you know people that already have this, and or software developers and investors, it's time to work together.
Yeah, it's time to work together.
Don't steal. Don't go on their page and steal.
No.
Because people actually suffer to get this information.
Yes.
They read all night and try to put this information to people. So I think it's time to collaborate to make these things happen.
And let's invest in these. It goes all the way back. Last month we're celebrating Breast Cancer Awareness Month. Same thing. Let's not forget about breast cancer education and awareness after October.
Yes.
Let's build these platforms, and they're always there. People can go.
And why it's important for us to have our own is it's localized. It understands us.
Yes.
Our food. We're not always eating broccoli. We're not always eating.
The first question you asked.
We're not always eating kale.
Only
if you have extra money, then you can walk to Maxmart, Malcolm, and buy. But we are eating contomere. We are eating banku. We are eating ademe.
White maize.
You understand? We are eating our own. So it's important that we build these stuffs to suit our own environment. We can't always be looking
cocoa
outside.
in the morning, and then it's sugar. All those things.
But there's one more website that you have to go to, right?
Yes, please. That one is Diabetes M.
Diabetes M?
Yes, we can open that one as well. That's another great one.
That's diabetes management.
For managing the condition, because like we said, being diagnosed as a sufferer is not the end of the world. You can manage it all the way through. There are various things you do, and the support is very important. And you being knowledgeable sometimes helps you to get the best help from your doctor. Because the doctors give you prescriptions based on what you do. You know, with them always. That's why we also say that. Don't just wear, for example, smartphones as fashion.
Yes.
Track these things.
And that's the problem. People just carry smartphones as fashion.
Smartwatches, I mean,
and even the smartwatches, almost everything smart has just become a trend.
Yeah.
But there's more to it than just a trend.
In fact, the reason for smartwatches and these wearables is not to tell the time. It's to tell about your health and all these things.
Yeah.
So let's use them properly, trackers.
Right. Anyway, Nasa, it was really nice having you and having this discussion, because I think it's a very important discussion that we need to have. And obviously, it's an era of tech, and an era of tech means things are innovative and things are made easier. Because if some parents or if some of our people, family members knew this or had this access to such, information,
we wouldn't have lost them.
We wouldn't have lost them. They wouldn't have been blind, no amputation, and all that. And
so many diseases,
so it's important that you make good use of your tech, gadgets, your phones.
Put your data to good use.
You understand? Your phones, your smartwatches, and everything around you that is tech. It's not just for a trend, but it's to make life easier. So it's actually very important for you to find ways of using them rightly. Nasa, where can people find you?
Look for @Nasa on X.
On X. You always get it right. You always call it X. I still call it Twitter.
I'm learning.
I still call it Twitter. All right, guys. So if you enjoyed this conversation and you need to, reach out to Nasa or ask him more questions about anything tech, just look for Nasa at X.
Yes.
All right. Thank you so much.